Welcome back. In this session, we're delving into a crucial aspect of effective communication: understanding and practicing inclusive communication. In today's workplace, diversity and inclusion is becoming an increased priority, and for good reason. So it's essential to not only be aware of different perspectives, but also to communicate in a way that's respectful and inclusive of everyone in your surroundings. Cultural sensitivity is a cornerstone of inclusive communication. It's not just about recognising differences, but also about appreciating and embracing them. As our teams become more diverse, there's a growing need for cultural awareness in communication. So try to actively seek out information about different cultures, traditions, and belief systems. Always avoid making assumptions based on appearances or accents. Instead, engage in open-minded conversations to understand what it is that drives each person. And when in doubt, ask questions to learn more about someone's cultural background and perspectives. A really good starting point is doing research on a cultural tradition or celebration different from your own. For example, you might have seen some of your colleagues practicing Ramadan. Take the time to research this online and share what you've learned with a friend or colleague, highlighting the significance and practices involved. This activity encourages you to step into someone else's cultural shoes, fostering empathy and understanding. It also educates your colleagues. Recognising and overcoming biases is so important because we all have biases, whether we're aware of them or not. Studies show that unconscious biases can impact decision-making in as little as 1/3 of a second. That's why it's crucial to actively identify and challenge our biases to promote inclusive communication. We recommend that you engage in regular self-reflection to identify personal biases and consider how they might influence your communication. You can also seek out training or workshops on unconscious bias to deepen your understanding and develop strategies for overcoming those biases. Another great tip is actively expose yourself to diverse perspectives through literature, media, and different conversations to broaden your worldview. When you're first starting out, you can keep a bias journal for a week. Note down any instances where you notice a bias, be it related to gender, race, age, weight, or any other factor, and reflect on why this bias might exist and how it could influence your communication and approach towards an individual. This activity will help to bring unconscious biases into your conscious awareness. Using inclusive language and terminology is a powerful way to create an environment where everyone feels respected and valued. Did you know that many style guides are now emphasising gender-neutral language? This shift reflects a broader recognition of the importance of inclusivity in communication. Tip 1. Use gender-neutral terms like they, instead of assuming someone's gender, and opt for inclusive terms like spouse instead of husband or wife. Avoid stereotypes and microaggressions by being mindful of the impact your words may have on others. And tip 3, when in doubt, ask an individual about their preferred pronouns and terminology, and respect their choices. For this activity, review a piece of your recent writing, be it an email, report, or presentation, and identify any language that might be exclusive or biased. Then rewrite those sections using more inclusive terminology. This activity cultivates a habit of mindful language use. Now, inclusive communication is the backbone of effective teamwork. It's been found that diverse and inclusive teams outperform their peers by up to 80%. This demonstrates the tangible benefits of inclusive communication in a collaborative setting. So, try to actively encourage and value diverse perspectives within your team, and make sure there's space for everyone to share their ideas. Strive to foster a culture of active listening by ensuring everyone has the opportunity to speak before a decision is made. And be sure to recognise and celebrate the unique strengths and contributions that each team member brings to the table. Practice these behaviours every single time you're working in a diverse group, and this hands-on experience in time will reinforce the power of inclusivity in teamwork. Finally, resolving conflicts constructively. Conflict is a natural part of any dynamic and diverse group. However, it's how we approach and resolve conflicts that truly matters. It won't come as a surprise to you that unresolved conflicts can lead to decreased productivity and even loss of talent in a team. So, approach conflicts with empathy and a genuine desire to understand the perspectives of all parties involved. Always use I statements to express your feelings and concerns, focusing on the specific behaviour or situation rather than making assumptions about someone's intention. Then seek mutually agreeable solutions that address the interests and needs of all parties and be open to compromise where appropriate. Save you being caught unprepared in a real conflict, you can simulate a conflict scenario with a colleague. Practice active listening, empathy and open communication to find a resolution. Then do a debrief and discuss what strategies were most effective. This role-play exercise will really sharpen your conflict resolution skills in an inclusive and comfortable context. Now in this session, we've explored the vital elements of inclusive communication. By understanding cultural differences, challenging biases, using inclusive language and fostering teamwork, you're taking steps towards becoming a more effective and inclusive communicator. Remember, practicing these skills consistently will not only enhance your personal growth, but also contribute to a more inclusive and collaborative world. So keep up the great work.